Hello, my dear friends. I would like to tell you a small thought for today. Strike while the iron is hot. What does it mean? It is nothing but make use of an opportunity immediately. Friends, if you get any opportunity to do something good, kindly make use of that opportunity immediately. Do not postpone it or do not neglect it. Always making use of the time is best. So, we are learning today to make use of an opportunity immediately, not later, not neglecting completely.
Hello, my dear students, welcome back to the class. So, in the previous class, we have revised the second lesson from history, and in today's class, we are going to revise the third lesson from the same history. So, the third lesson is all about Indus civilization. So, we all know what means civilization. So, civilization is nothing but modernization or advancement, right? So, in that civilization, we are just going to cover the two important topics, which are discovery of the lost city, which is Harappa, and the hidden treasures of Indus civilization. We are just quickly going to revise this entire lesson in this class. So, if you can see in this picture, in this slide, we can observe four ancient civilizations, which are Chinese civilization, Mesopotamia civilization, Egyptian civilization, and Indus Valley civilization. And then, so in this, we are just going to see about the Indus Valley civilization. So, in Indus Valley civilization or Indus civilization, we are just going to see how the infrastructure was, how the houses were, how the streets were, and all about Indus civilization. So, first, if we take streets and houses, the streets were parallelly laid and the houses were built in such a way where there were two rooms or more than two rooms, and they also maintained a well disciplined order in constructing the houses. And then the second slide talks about the drainage system, where the water is allowed to pass through this drainage, and it has an opening at the end where all the water only gets drained. And the next is about the great bath. This great bath is a very oldest as well as a magnificent building which was built during Indus civilization. So it is nothing but a kind of a swimming pool where this was constructed to store water, one thing, and even for bathing facilities. The rooms were also laid on the either side of this great bath, and you can also see the steps which just goes into the bath on north and south. And the next one is the granaries. So these granaries were used to store grains. So Indus people used granaries to store their grains in that period itself. And the next one is all about assembly hall. Assembly hall, it is another well developed structure where it was built in such a way that it had so many pillars. And then when we talk about the trade and transport, we know that Lothal was in Gujarat, and from Lothal, the all the things were exported to the other places. Especially, it is noted that trading was happening between India and Mesopotamia. And the next is all about dockyard at Lothal. So, what means dockyard? Dockyard is nothing but a place where the repairment of ships, the buildings of ships, and everything are made. So, that is what a dockyard. So this dockyard was at Lothal. So Lothal served as a center for the trading system. And we also know that some of the finer technologies used by the Indus people. So, what were the finest technologies used by the Indus people? They are nothing but weights. So, they used all the different weight stones in that period itself. Not only that, they also used scale which was made of ivory to measure, so weights of different sizes and different weights were used. Not only that, also the scales of different measures were also used, which were made by ivory, were used by Indus people. And the next one is all about the leader in Mohenjo-daro. So you can see a headband which the leader has on his head, and you can also see how well his hair was combed and his beard was combed. And apart from these, you can see in the picture that the leader has a arm band as well. And not only these, but the leader also has a shawl on him which has a design which consists of flowers and rings. So this talks about their art. And the second picture talks about a dancing girl. So this is a statue which was found at Mohenjo-daro by Marshall. So this was a statue of a dancing girl which was found at Mohenjo-daro. This tells that they were also good in art and architectural work. Now, what were the other treasures or hidden treasures which give us evidence for the existence of Indus civilization? So they are nothing but inscriptions. So inscriptions were one, and then the apparel. Even in the previous slide, we saw the apparel of the leader of Mohenjo-daro. The same way, people also used different apparels, especially they used cotton. And they also maintained love and peace in their society. So the leader, especially who was called as the governor, made sure that there was peace maintained in the society. And when we talk about ornaments, different ornaments were made. Ornaments made out of gold and copper. Not only that, ornaments were also made of bones and shells. But iron was not known to them by that time. And when we talk about the pottery, they also made pots using the potter's wheel. Apart from these, they used different colors, especially they used to make the pots with red color and to paint them in the black designs. So the designs were of animals and also geometric designs on the pots. And next, about the religious beliefs. Actually, we don't have any evidence about the religious beliefs of or what god or what religion they followed, but it is noted that they worshipped mother goddesses. And about the toy culture, when we talk about the toy culture, they made several toys uh, with clay, not only with clay but also with terracotta clay, which tells us that they enjoyed playing, one thing. And also, the toy culture tells us that the people of Indus were very interested in making all the toys. So they were good craftsmen too. What happened to this Harappa? There are several things which tell us what would have happened to Harappa. These are just our assumptions. Might be they would have faced many frequent floods, or must be the Harappa would have lost just because of all the ecological changes. And then the invasion by the other people, like Aryans who came in after that. And then the natural calamities would have also destroyed Harappa. And apart from this, climatic changes. And the other one is deforestation. And because of the deforestation, the soil would have lost its fertility. They would have also faced landscapes, and because of that people would have lost their lives. Just because of that, days by, the city would have even lost. And the last one is an epidemic. An epidemic is nothing but, as I've told you in the previous classes, that an epidemic is a disease or a danger which has happened to a particular region. Like a pandemic is nothing but where it just travels to the several countries over the world, whereas an epidemic is a disease or a danger which affects a people over a particular region. So all these might be the reasons for the destruction of Harappa. And now we are just going to see some of the facts about Indus civilization. So those facts are, this Indus civilization is considered as one among the oldest in the world. This is also considered as the largest civilization. Which civilization? Indus civilization. And apart from this, planned cities and towns were first found in Indus civilization. An advanced sanitation and drainage system were also maintained here in this civilization. So this talks about their awareness on public health. So people of Indus were aware of their public health. Now, that's all for today's class, children. So we have covered the third lesson today. We have revised the third lesson, which is Indus civilization. So I think you would have got enough information about Indus civilization. So we will continue revising with fourth lesson in the next class. Meet you all again, children. Until then, take care. Bye bye.